Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the Book One Cozies Club, chapter by chapter, for Raining Men and Corpses, the first book in the Raina Sun Mystery series by Ann R. Tan. I'm Di, and this is my audio-only reading vlog for this book. Today I will be reading chapters 5 through 8 and sharing my thoughts with you along the way. Due to the nature of this reading vlog, there will be spoilers, so if you haven't read these chapters yet, I suggest that you not listen to this recording until you do. If you would prefer to hear my general thoughts on this book in its entirety, keep an eye out for my Book One Cozies Club series First Impressions video, which will be posted sometime after the reading vlogs for this book have commenced. So how is everyone doing this evening? I don't really have much to say that I didn't say last night already about what's happened in the book so far. I am looking forward to getting to know Raina a little bit more. I'm hoping that Eden's pushiness kind of goes away. And I'm also kind of hoping that the whole let you in on a little bit and then fill you in later type of storytelling kind of goes by the wayside as we get further into this book. So I am going to jump into chapter 5 right now, and I will be back with you in a bit. So I just finished chapter 6. I'm kind of not enjoying how Raina reacts to things. Very absent-mindedly, like her running out of the bookstore with the book still in her hand. And again, it's something that I saw coming even before they said that she had heard alarms going off. This whole thing with Matthew is a bit confusing. Not sure where they're trying to go with that. Interesting that Raina had thought Holden was an only child, and yet he seems to have a sister, so I'd like to see more information on that. I am curious about this Soul character is really getting on my nerves. He's very aggressive, and I'm kind of hoping that when Raina sees Matthew, she mentions it to him or files a complaint somewhere with somebody. I mean, it should have been done a while ago if this is how he is all the time. I mean, it seems like he's pretty persistent about it, and I don't know why she takes it. And now with the whole blackmailing thing, it's just not a good idea for her to accompany him to his family function, even if he's blackmailing her. I mean, I don't know what she's thinking. Plus, if Matthew is actually coming over for dinner, she could just tell him about it. I mean, they have a history. She could tell him off the record, but I don't know. None of that makes sense to me. I'm again finding things to relate to Raina to, such as her frugalness, as far as purchasing things, be it the tires for her car or the burrito, how she had mentioned that for the same price as her salad and whatever else she got, coffee, was it, at Java Java or something like that? She could have gotten the mega steak burrito, and that would have served its 2 meals instead of 1. I totally can relate to that sentiment. It's a sentiment that I grew up with, and I'm not gonna lie, it is a sentiment that I do put into practice. But it's nice to be able to relate on a real life level to a character, even though there are a lot of things about Raina that I don't understand in regards to how she's acting, how she's handling things, and things like that. So, anyway, let's see if Matthew actually comes over for dinner and how that goes. Maybe we'll get some backstory into their marriage and what happened with that. And so I'm going to dive into chapter 7 right now, and I will be back with you in a bit. So I just finished chapter 8, and I think at the end of that chapter that was definitely a wasted opportunity for Raina to back out of the agreement that she made to accompany Saul to his sister's wedding. Obviously now she has dirt on him, and that would have been the first thing that I would have said to him. Especially since he asked her to do something else for him in trying to find that recommendation letter that Holden apparently was writing for him or whatever. That would have been the perfect bargaining opportunity to get out of going to the sister's wedding. Not sure why she didn't think of saying that or why she didn't say that. I did find it cute where Raina's grandma showed up on the scene, even though I did not call my grandma Popo. My mom called her grandma Popo, so my great-grandmother. And so, again, it brought a sense of familiarity to me. And, you know, when I was younger, my mom and my grandma and my aunt, my grandma's sister, and my grandfather used to play mahjong at my great-grandmother's house, or my tai-tai. That's what I used to call her. And so having that connection with Raina's grandma going to the senior center to play mahjong with Matthew's grandmother, I don't know, it just made it more familiar to me. It brought a sense of connection, I guess. It's a very unusual feeling for me because it's not something that I usually feel when I am reading books in general. I don't often find characters that I can relate to in a realistic sense. I don't often find characters that I can understand little things like, you know, like I mentioned in the previous clip about purchasing something that would, you know, cover more than one meal for the same amount of money that, you know, another different extravagant meal for one serving would have cost. Just little things like that are really helping to connect me to Raina, but I still don't understand a lot of things that she does. I'm still interested to know what happened between Raina and Matthew and their marriage. Again, we got a little bit of information, but we didn't get the whole picture. It definitely seems like there are still feelings there. But since he didn't end up being able to come over for dinner, we didn't get any of that, any more information in that department. Going back to the end of chapter 8, obviously nobody's cleaned up Holden's office yet, so there is possible evidence there still. I'm kind of wondering if he had a concussion with all the vomiting. If it's not poisoning, maybe a concussion? I think vomiting is a side effect of a concussion, or it can be. I mean, he was kind of kidnapped, if you will. We saw that in the first couple chapters. So I'm wondering if they roughed him up a bit. But I also kind of remember them saying that when Raina saw him in the bathroom, his neck was at a weird angle. So I don't understand why Raina has said a couple times now that, quote unquote, if he didn't die of natural causes. I don't know, if a person's neck was at a weird angle, I definitely wouldn't think that that was a death by natural causes, especially at Holden's age. So, yeah, again, just little things like that I don't understand her train of thought on. But I am definitely enjoying these little snippets that are helping me to relate to Raina. I'm enjoying relatable things coming up in the storyline, but I'm still not enjoying the give a little and then we'll fill you in later type of storytelling. I'm also not enjoying Saul. I didn't enjoy him when he was first introduced, and the more I see him, the more I'm just like, get a restraining order on this guy. But that's pretty much all I've got to say about these chapters. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and I will be back with you tomorrow for chapters 9 through 12. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, and I will talk to you again later. Bye!